study that in geographical conditions, there are different regions which have different climate and weather. So there are different adaptations by the plants and animals are seen in this type of animals and plants. So the changes or the variations that is seen in the plants and animals according to the change in the geographical condition. That means the plants and animals try to adjust themselves according to the changing environment. That is called as adaptation. Okay. Now diversities in plant. So today's chapter name is diversity in the living things and their classification. So we are going to see how there is diversity in the living things. So in living things, plants and animals come. So we are going to basically study about the plants and animals and how these animals and plants are classified. That also we are going to study in this lesson. So first of all, let us study diversity in plants. So as you all know that there are various types of plants found on our earth which are surrounding ourselves. So what happens? Some plants like grass is short, okay, while in other regions the grass is taller. Okay, we find the plants in desert region, they are having thorns and the climate is different. Then in aquatic type condition, you can see that the lotus is floating on water. Even though the leaves of the lotus are in water, it does not get rot because they are having waxy layer. They are having waxy layer. Some organisms or plants, they are living under the water. So the conditions of these plants or habitat of these plants are also different. So there are varieties of the plants adaptation and habitat. Okay, so let us study more about this. Now here you can see some plants grow even without stem, leaves or root. So we have seen that the plants are having stem, root, leaves, flowers, fruit. But there are some plants which do not have stem, leaves, or root. So what are the examples? Examples are fungi, mosses, leeches, then liverworts. So these are the examples of some plants which do not grow or they do not have stems, leaves, or roots. Even they grow. Then we know that the plants make their own food with the help of sunlight. So the plant which is having the ability to prepare its own food is called as autotrophic plants. So as you all know that how does the plant prepare the food? The plant prepares the food with the help of photosynthesis. Okay, the plants which are having capability to prepare their own food in sunlight, such plants are called as autotrophic plants. Okay. Then the next is heterotrophic plant. So what are heterotrophic plants? These heterotrophic plants, they depend upon other plants is called as, just a second. Teacher, stop the recording. Okay. Plants. So what are insectivorous plants? The plants which consume insects. Such plants are called as insectivorous plant, and the example is insectivorous. So till now what we have studied that the plants which prepare their own food is called as autotrophic, and the plants which depend on other plants for food, they are called as heterotrophic. and the plants which depends upon the insect to fulfill their need. These types of plants are called as insectivorous. So we have seen that depending upon the nutrition, the plants are classified into three types, that is autotrophic plants, heterotrophic plants, and insectivorous plants. Now students, as you all know that there are different varieties of grains available of rice and wheat. So when you go to purchase some rice and wheat, they show you which quality of rice you want. So there are different varieties in the some types of plants. That is why the there are different taste in the variety of the rice or wheat. Okay. So also we have some different varieties in diversities in plants. So depending upon the nutritious in the plant, we have studied three nutritious, that is autotrophic nutritious, heterotrophic nutritious, and insectivorous nutritious. Now we are going to study about the structure of plant. So what does the plant is having? The plant is mainly divided into parts such as roots, stem, leaves, buds, flowers, and fruits. So here you can see the plant which grow, the part of the plant which grows below the ground, that is called as root, and the part of the plant which grows above the soil, that is called as a stem. And you can see different various green color leaves, and you can also see the bud growing from the leaves. So these buds give rise to flowers, and then it gives rise to fruits. So let us study the structure of plants. The first part, structure of the plant is a root. Now what is the function of the root? The root absorbs the nutrient from the water and minerals from the soil, such as nitrogen. So all these things are absorbed by the roots and it is transferred to the plant. Okay. Now there are two types of root, that is taproot system and fibrous root system. So taproot system is mostly seen in hibiscus, banyan plants, and fibrous root is mostly seen in onion or grass. Then comes the stem. Now stem, depending upon the height, shape, and size, the stems are different of different plants. So what is the main function of the stem? It gives support to the plant. What does it do? It gives support to the plant. After stem, the next part comes, that is leaves. Now these leaves are green in color, and the most important role of the leaves is to perform photosynthesis to prepare the food with the help of sunlight and to fulfill the need of the plant. Now, even the leaves are of two types, that is as simple and compound. Here you can see the picture of simple leaf and compound leaf. Here you can see the example of taproot and fibrous root. Okay. Now the function of leaves is what? To perform the photosynthesis, to prepare the food for the plant with the help of leaves. Then comes the flower. Now flower is the most attractive part of the plant. So there is typical color, shape, odor to the plants, and it helps for reproduction. So flower helps for reproduction. Then comes the fruit. Now, as you know that the fruits have different shapes and fruits contain one or more seeds. Some fruits are having one seeds and some fruits are having two seeds. So depending upon the seeds, the fruits can be classified into two different types. Okay, there are some pods also of beans and peas you can see, which are actually the part of the fruit, which are actually the part of the fruit. So students, we have studied about the structure of the plant. What are the main parts of the plant? Roots, stem, leaves, flowers, and fruits. So, and we have studied each function of the plant. Then here is the picture of the root. So root, what is the function of the root? It holds the soil firmly, it gives support to the plants, and it absorbs the nutrient from the soil, and it provides to the plant, it transfers to the plant. And according to the, there are accordingly the roots are classified in two different types, that is taproot system and fibrous root system. So in taproot system you can see to a single, there is one thick single root to which small branches are emerging which are having hair like structure. But in fibrous root all the roots are having the same length and they are thread like or fiber like in shape. So this is about the roots. So now there was a scientist known as Carl Linnaeus who tried to classify the plants basically on the name of the plant, then where does the plant grows, then the nature of the stem, whether it is circumference, color, bark, whether the stem is hard or soft, then height, branches, leaves, flowers, nature of the fruit, and uses of the plant, which part of the plant is useful to us. So depending on all these characteristics, he tried to classify the plants on the similarities and differentiate. So Carl Linnaeus made the first classification for the plant. Initially, it was a method for classification that was used by all to classify the plants. Okay, so we will stop here.